welcome to this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week from Pre-Foreclosure Daily Grinds. Chris, the drummer Bose, and Bob LaChance. This week, we're going to go over a recent deal that we're actually in the middle of doing right now, where Chris kicked some butt in this deal. Okay, this is a deal. First mortgage was with Saxon Mortgage. Okay, second mortgage was with HSBC, but they sent it over to the recovery department. Now we're going to give you some killer tips in this video. We're going to go over how Chris got Saxon Mortgage to accept an offer, okay, and also accept exactly what HSBC recovery needed for their exception. Exception, does that make sense?
Acceptance, release.
Acceptance, exception. Whatever we're talking about
this
morning. But anyway, Chris, let's talk about this deal. This is a deal in Hamden, Connecticut that we went over. So let's give us a little background here.
Well, basically, this is another one we had a few different buyers that came through on this one. The second offer we had was a certain number, was about 140. The offer that now we have that's getting that the buyer's currently approaching settlement, 165.
So the first offer on the table was $140,000, where Chris got Saxon Mortgage to approve. How much for the second mortgage?
$4,500. They would only pay him.
$4,500. But how much did they want?
They wanted $6,500.
Okay, they wanted $6,500. So what happens is, at that time, we had to find two extra $1,000 to go to closing.
Right.
So either the seller had to come up with that money, the buyer had to come up with that money. And this is, just so you guys know, this was a retail deal. This was not a wholesale deal where it was a buy and sell. So if you're a real estate agent, you're a loss-make company, okay, or you're just an investor doing it on behalf of somebody else, this video is definitely going to be applicable to you. And also, obviously, if you're an investor, buy and sell, there's some huge tips for you here.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So what happened was, after the fact, we got another offer in, which was $25,000 higher than the original offer. So Chris, what happened then?
So basically, you know, and this is something, just so you guys know, this is something I do with any new offer, but I especially do it with an offer that comes in that's higher than the previous offer that I had on the property. But when I resubmitted the HUD to Saxon again for this new offer, I automatically, you know, jumped on the HUD, jumped the amount to the second, back up to that $6,500 that they wanted, and tried once again to get the Saxon to pay for it.
So here's the tip. Here's what Chris does. It doesn't matter if he gets $1 higher of an offer, $2, $10,000, doesn't matter. When you resubmit the HUD with a different offer, make sure you put the amount that the second mortgage wants back on that HUD.
You never know, too. Even if it's the same price offer, sometimes you might get a negotiator, because now if you think to yourself, if you're dealing with like a B of A or a Wells Fargo or a Chase, now and here's why you do it even if the offer is the same. If you think with some of these bigger lenders, by the time that the negotiator's looking at this HUD, 3-4 months more have probably gone by.
Right. So
their value is probably dropped if you're in a declining market. So even if the offer is the same, you know, they understand that the market's declining.
It's a good point there, Chris.
Right. Well, that's why you do it.
Okay. And
so chances are they may even still take that higher amount, even if the offer is the same price. Right. But you especially do it if the offer's higher, because then, you know, Bob, you go up to them and you say, you know, listen, you guys are netting $23,000 more. I'm sure the investor wouldn't mind.
Yeah, and Chris does a good job. We actually had a conversation, obviously, before this video, and the way Chris communicated with the first negotiator was excellent. He basically educated him in exactly what to say to his investor. So Chris did a great job doing that. So make sure when you guys are negotiating and you're talking to the first lien holder, make sure you do everything not to piss him off.
Exactly. And this was awesome because, you know, I had great rapport with this negotiator. We had obviously worked on the prior two offers, and you know, we'd gotten to the point where, I mean, he by this time he knew that I knew the game. He knew that I knew what I was doing, and that I knew all the little ins and outs, and, you know, that I wasn't trying to, you know, pull the wool over his eyes or anything like that. So we had good rapport.
So the big takeaway here is, every time you resubmit an offer, even if your first offer gets declined, okay, if it gets declined, always do exactly what you said. But even if it gets accepted, make sure, the first mortgage I'm saying, accepted a certain amount. When you resubmit it, make sure you give the second mortgage a little more money.
Right.
Okay, that is huge. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know that we are having a seminar, a boot camp in Orlando, Florida at the end of next month. If you guys are interested in going or looking into it, go to www shortsalebootcamp2010.com. Okay, make sure you guys go there. It's going to be killer. We're going to have every cutting edge thing. You see this video here? It's going to be that on steroids. Pretty cool. Also, go to managemyshortsale.com. That's our online short sale management tool and loan modification tool. We're revamping the system. It's going to be killer. I got a nice test drive. We're actually working out some of the bugs yesterday. So it's awesome. It's going to be online, full-fledged at the beginning of next week. But anyway, Chris the Drummer Bowes, Bob LaChance with this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week.
Somebody wake me up, yeah. Somebody please wake me up. Whatever happened to the butterflies? Whatever happened to the summertime and the feeling I got the first